you know, in Minecraft, if you have a water source, like a sufficiently large body of
Yeah,
water,
yeah, yeah.
you get it by building like a tower of sand or dirt, like several blocks, and then you dig the central one, and all the water's gone. That's the same with the Netherlands, where we have a body of water. You build a dam, then you keep filling it up with dirt. You siphon out all the water until only land is left.
So are you saying that there could be a lava Netherlands somewhere?
Why do you think it's called the Nether?
Oh my god! I didn't even think about
Whoa.
that. They've been
Oh,
putting
yeah.
portals in that
Like
bitch.
we are the Netherlands, and then you have the Nether. Like it's not
Oh
really
shit! So is there a
complicated.
portal somewhere? Is that where Amsterdam is?
Amsterdam is very much a hellish place. Yeah.
Wait, I've just realised Amsterdam. It's got a dam in the name because it's a dam.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
was the dam over the river Amstel.
No, 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 no. It's not right. It's the dam holding back the Nether.
Oh, that's.
Uh,
I have
Oh, we were
never thought
recording.
about that Amsterdam because it actually is a dam. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
the city is the dam.
yeah, and the Amstel is the
Damn.
river it is on, and then you have Rotterdam, which is the dam on the river Rotte.
Oh my god! I
Don't,
never even
don't tell
thought.
Henry how like towns in the UK are called like Hertford and that because of the
Yeah.
Wait, is that because they've got one of them little streams that goes across the
Yeah,
small? Really?
that you
So
can go across. Yeah,
what?
that's
It's
actually
called
what.
Hertford.
Because it's
Hertfordshire.
a ford over the River Hart,
Because there was literally just a little path that was like that
and you
deep.
could go through the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What about?
Oh no.
Okay, welcome
We
to the
also have a lot.
podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
River
You want to hear about the
talk.
artificial hills that we also named places after?
Wait,
I
what?
thought you had.
Hill?
Isn't the biggest hill in the Netherlands like a pile of garbage?
Wait, I'm
No, the
googling
biggest
this.
hill is actually a natural hill. We call it a mountain. It's 300 meters above sea level.
Wait, they've. Wait, the vast. Hold on, let me
Valserberg.
just switch my. The vast.
Oh wait, are we googling?
The
Yeah.
Valserberg, yeah. But in the northern part of the Netherlands, so it's very flat and it used to flood a lot. So, like in prehistoric times, they just built
This.
their own mole hills. No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
this.
that's a.
Mountains in Holland.
This.
One of the
This is the
biggest
mountain, bro.
Yeah.
That's the mountain.
This can't be it. Wait, that's artificial.
Oh yeah,
no.
I remember that plan. That was a few years back.
Netherlands
Well,
mountain.
you
This
just
is
build
not
a
the
mountain.
Netherlands.
That might
Really?
be Valserberg.
Okay, this
That's
is not
the
a
Netherlands,
mountain,
that one.
brother.
I know
this
that
is
one.
not a. This is not. A
It
mountain.
might also be in the in the Caribbean because technically that's also Netherlands.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, you've got overseas territories,
Where's?
haven't you?
Yeah.
What's the Netherlands over?
Well,
Netherlands
it's
overseas territories.
Oh, which one is it?
Aruba.
Aruba,
Oh,
Curaçao, Saint
Curacao.
Martin. Yeah.
That's it.
Aruba. There's not many mountains there. That's good.
Don't worry, guys. We are going to get onto Dota at some point.
No, this is no longer
We're
a
down a
Dota
rabbit
pod.
hole now. It's fine.
Curacao Mountain. Whoa! Yeah, that's it.
That's
the
a
one.
big one.
That's the
That's
one.
the biggest
Look at
mountain
that.
in the Netherlands. There we go. We found it.
Was I
That's
just
literally the same
brought
one.
on to give geography lessons?
You can certainly do that. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be lots of geography
Wait,
questions. I'm
is
sure.
that the actual same mountain? That's got to be the same mountain.
Yeah, that's it.
surely.
That's got to look similar.
Like, I mean, this one's heads in the clouds, but like, maybe from a different
Clouds
angle.
go up and down though, don't they? So.
That's true. The mountain doesn't know, so it's probably that mountain.
Well, it might do. I don't know what
Saint
technology they've
Martin.
got.
You like doing this, don't you? You put two A's in a word.
Because it's pronounced with a long A. Saint Martin. Not Martin.
Wait, Saint Mountain. So no, sorry, Saint. Wait,
That's not.
Google knows what I mean. Pick Paradise.
Right.
This is 424 meters.
So that's bigger than your one.
What?
On
This
the
is
mainland.
Holland. That's
No,
sick.
it's not. Holland is a very specific
Yeah,
part.
Holland is actually in Europe.
Oh, so this is the Netherlands.
Yes, technically.
I
Well,
mean,
not technically. Actually, yes, it just is.
It's,
Or
there's,
is it like a?
they have a special status, I think. I'm not
Okay.
entirely
We have
sure
like the
what the
British
actual-
overseas territories, which are technically slightly separate. So I imagine it's something similar.
Do you need
Yeah,
like?
I think
What about the? What about Sealand? Sealand's
That's
Zealand's fully for the Netherlands.
the Principality of Sealand.
I mean, not the
Right.
Principality of Zealand, but the
Yeah,
province of
that was just
Zealand.
an oil rig thing, isn't it?
That was,
Or-
yeah,
Yeah,
an
but
oil rig.
it's a principality.
Yeah,
It's
but
sort of-
that has nothing to do with the Netherlands. But the province of
Ah.
Zeeland, is just in the southwest of the Netherlands.
Wait, so
And
this
that's what
isn't
New
Dutch.
Zealand is named
Wait,
And
after.
that is what New Zealand's Aotearoa
Okay,
is
that's
named
Principal.
after. Yeah.
I wonder if there's any mountains here.
No,
You
that's
can
just
see the entire thing. Like, what part of that thing screams mountain at you?
I don't know,
Maybe
bro.
they're gonna put one of those artificial ones.
Yeah,
on
they
there.
could do an artificial mountain. Wait, so what's your Zealand? Like Zealand? Like New
Double
Zealand?
E.
Zeeland, with double E, because it's a long
That's
E.
EA land.
Like Zealand?
Yeah,
Netherlands?
that's it. Yeah.
That is not the biggest mountain. Mountain. Is there any
It might
mountains
be on
here?
South Zealand. No, it's
Bro, this
it's
is not a
huge.
mountain. Somebody
It's
tell
hard to
these
see.
guys.
There's
this
no
is
mountains
not.
there. That's
That,
No,
I
I
don't
think
know.
sand dunes
looks
would
pretty
be the highest
mountainous.
point.
Wait, what is this place? Oh, here we
Are
go
you
again.
back to
Here
here?
we
You
fucking
keep
go
getting
again.
confused by the same mountain.
Is it the same one? Does it
I
even tell
think
us?
it is.
Where is it? There's a lot of buildings, but I'm not seeing many
Oh, hold on,
Hold on,
keep
that's-
going down. Keep going down.
Oh, that's an advert.
Most prominent mountains.
No, that's an ad. Wait,
No,
where?
no, click on that. Most
Oh,
prominent
Mount
mountains.
scenery.
Wait, Mount Scenery. It's a
That's in
volcano.
Caribbean.
What?
Oh,
Whoa!
oh, is this? Whoa, what the hell is this?
We're on
It's
it.
fucking Lego Island.
Bro, we're on it. Wait, hold on. Scenery.
Lego Island has also been
this is actually
colonies
Dutch.
here.
It's just a volcano in the Caribbean Netherlands, and it's literally just. What's the population?
It's just a mount. It's a volcano.
Is there any population?
Click on the wiki
What?
page.
2,000 people?
Should we do the next trap house there?
Bro, oh look at that. That looks fucking lit place to live. Like all day.
That's the picture. Yeah, that's from the other one, isn't it? The orange roofs and that. You know, yeah, that one. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
that's
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could
That's
be
that.
it, couldn't it? Wait, long building, two things on
Yeah,
it.
orange roofs.
Probably
yeah,
this,
because it's
probably
orange,
there.
isn't it? Like the Netherlands, they like orange, don't they? They love oranges.
Oh, that actually is it. Look at that, and then look at that. Wait.
There we go.
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
no, that's
is
it.
it?
That's it. That's
Look,
taken from
goes,
the top.
Goes
I
up
guess.
the left and then goes up the right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like a valley. It must be.
Okay, whatever. We're somewhere here. Okay, okay. Welcome to the podcast.
Dota, yeah, podcast. Yeah, we're here.
How many
fuck.
mountains in Dota?
Me and Henry are here, and so is VLUPIUS, Peter Bunstra. Is that the
Bunstra.
pronunciation?
Bonestra.
Bones.
It has
Bones,
two
sorry.
O's because it's a long O.
No, because that's boo. Because like ooh.
Yeah, in English that is boo. So my
No,
bad.
boo would be OE.
No, that's bow.
Ooh. No, that's Bo.
Boy, 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 boy.
Bones.
That would be
So you've
K-O.
got bone in your name. That's pretty hard. Like that goes hard.
Pause. It does go hard.
But yes, VLUPIUS is here to help us with the podcast today. Help us learn about the world. Apparently,
Yeah,
This is now a
We have to
geography
learn about the
podcast.
Netherlands.
Wait, we could do a
We're now a
we could do a
geography.
GeoGuess around in the middle of this podcast.
we could. Yeah, we have that power.
One
but,
round, at like half an hour in.
All right, you can
To
let us
break
know
up-
when that is.
well, yeah,
I have
okay.
no idea.
We'll do that because we need to break up the pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches that we need to cover today. Because
Yeah, we're
we
going to do a
had,
quick rundown on each of them. We've had like a week and a half now, haven't we? We've got to cover basically because of how we're covering the timeline this season. So
Yeah.
we've got to make sure we keep the sacred timeline whole.
I also need to put a quick point, a verbal pointer in. If anyone is watching this who still wants the audio files, let me know because I'll keep the audio files uploads. But like, no one's.
Yeah, I think Pete
no
does.
one's. Oh yeah, Pete does like them. I'll keep them going
Yeah.
then. If you want them, Pete, leave a
And
comment.
Finn wants
Pete.
to listen to him at the gym as well.
Oh
Apparently.
yeah, Jim. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why he doesn't just blast it out on YouTube though.
Yeah, I
you
do
know.
that. Yeah.
If you can use one of the big screens in the gym.
Oh my god! Imagine us
dude.
up there.
Would that count the multiple viewers? Do you think, or do you think you'd have to?
I don't know. It would need to
like
like eye tracking for like multiple eyes.
Like this is some dystopia shit. Yeah.
Then we could. What
Maybe
we
we
could
don't
do?
want that.
Oh my god! I've had a genius idea. If that was the case, we could just like get you to print out loads of pictures of eyes, just have like
Eyes
100
behind
eyes.
us.
Yeah, and
I
then we
could
could
do
just
that.
hold them up in front, and we have like 1 million views. It would be amazing. We've been the biggest podcast in the world. Oh, we can monetize.
I like how
Monetize
you're-
it.
Yeah. We'd get partner. Like, if we
I
did
like how
that.
you're making an analog bot farm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, real.
I mean, we could just say to our viewers, just leave it on while you're sleeping. Like, keep it on repeat.
I already do that. I don't know about you.
Is that the only reason we got more than 50
My
views?
energy bills this month are honestly.
Oh, yay.
Well, as well, we have had some. The team of the week is we're keeping it. I think for this entire Epoch 2 as just team of the week of the games we're covering and seeing how that goes. Last like the first series of the Lowground, it was the team of that week. But then we'll try it this way, and if people dislike it this way and prefer it, we'll basically go back and forth. But I've switched the code now, so we enter the date of the last podcast in a little pop-up box. Then it gets the games since that podcast, including that day. So there might be a few errors, but like hopefully it should be.
I think this should keep it more topical as well, because it's going to cover the games we're covering, rather than if we've covered a game last week and that comes into this week's team of the week somehow or whatever, it's going to look weird, isn't it? So I think this makes more sense for keeping the podcast whole.
Yep. Exactamundo. Right, should we go into our first series of since last time?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Week? So let me bring that onto the screen. You guys can already see it. So it's Goo Crew 2 versus Tidebound. Yes, that's the name. Tidebound.
That's it.
So this was it's a nice Charlie era, and we're living in it. That's all I'm going to say about this one.
It's actually this is game 2. I remember the game 1 was the first one.
Pango
So this is game 1. Yeah, because they first picked the MP, I believe, on Goo Crew.
Mm-hmm.
And
in fact, we can see the pick order.
Yeah, we can see the pick order. Yeah, so Nature's Prophet is proving to be a certain hero this season. We'll see if you. I think
disagree.
It's lost maybe once so far this season. Having really strong and being able to first pick it is really interesting. I'm certainly not brave enough to do that, but I'm glad other people are. We'll get it banned a bit more often, hopefully, and then I won't have to play it. Yeah, Nice Charlie actually really popped off this game. I remember because he was laning into Andrew on the puck, and they'd picked the puck as a sort of Pango solution in the mid game, but Charlie just got rolling literally, and just, he literally. I remember there were a few team fights where he just blew the whole fight apart with a rolling thunder, and it was just the puck was unfortunately, I think it was a bit too slow to come online, and the same with the PA. The PA never quite got to the critical mass point.
Yep.
Which you need to for PA to work, really.
VLUP, what do you think about Nature's as a support flex? Because we've only seen it played as a core at the minute.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it works quite well as a support, because you get very rich as a support nature. You almost if the game goes for a certain amount, you transition in just an extra core, but without the risks of being a core, so it can be even more greedy in where you want to farm and where you want to push up.
Yeah, you can just go for Wisdom Shrines as well, can't you? You can just sort of go for it, and if you get it,
you already went for Wisdom.
Yeah, we were in a bit of a... Yeah, we'll get to that,
But spoilers.
We will.
We will, yeah. We'll see. We'll get Henry angry and it'll just end the podcast.
I personally quite like Nature's as a support flex, but I do think, like, as a core, he is so incredibly strong.
Yeah, I think it makes most sense, because with the support you need... Like, Nature's does a lot on the map, but you need a bit... I think you need a lot of farm, and if you don't get it and you have a hard game on support, you kind of just end up being a bit useless, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I think
the utilities
it mostly as a core.
Kind of comes in the items, I think. Like, you farm super quick, and then you get loads of utility.
Yeah,
So...
and the main benefit of Prophet has always been he can buy anything. He's like him and Doom have been the heroes that you can just build any item on if you need it, and it kind of just works.
Yeah.
So
I built a nullifier against you guys.
You did, yeah. That shocked us. We weren't expecting a nullifier, to be honest. That was like probably the last thing on our bingo cards, I'd say.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed to kind of.
So what items did Charlie go this game? Do anything interesting?
He went if you blink.
Or
Edgar.
Sorry, Ed.
I believe that he went for the standard Prophet build, which was saying is the Mjolnir into Pike, and then you just go for extension items after that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need a BKB, you get that. If not, you can just go for like a Rev Brooch Satanic sort of style. Like there's a few. After you get the Pike and the Mjolnir, there's quite a lot of like variety of items you can go for. You're not really limited at that point. But the big timing on Nature's, as we will see later on as well. I think Andrew plays it as well a little bit later, but the 25 timing it's a big one. It makes the game kind of impossible to play for one team if you haven't got the right heroes or the items to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, agreed.
But yeah, Charlie ran away with this one. I'll say that for sure. This game, like, he ran the show.
Charlie was on fire, and we've seen. I pointed this out actually before we started recording, but the Natures has been picked up twice by Edska, and then Wraith King picked up twice by Edska, and no other heroes played, and Butterbean's Bristle twice, and Clockwork twice, and no other heroes. So, not trying to give away Goku's strats, but they do need to be nerfed, so please maybe think about that.
Or just, ban it, perhaps, maybe.
Could, or pick it.
There's 4 heroes there, aren't there? And how many bans do you get when your second pick?
4.
1, 2. Oh!
So,
4.
That's, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see something new.
There you go.
It was nice to see Jasper on an actual support. I will say that on Rubik.
Yes, I was wondering when we'd see the day. Rather than a Leshrac.
Well, the Leshrac was busted strong.
Dude, yeah, he definitely made their early game so easy. I'm not gonna lie, because he would just run in and get a kill and then run away, and like it didn't seem like Dyer had a plan for this.
Yeah.
Like him just walking in and edicting them. It's not like they had much catch either to sort of stop him from doing it. So that was kind of the story of this. And then Charlie had a pretty safe mid lane. Like all 3 heroes, all 3 cores for the Radiant had a really safe 3 lanes and just farmed. And then as you can see in the graph, it was just like
constant,
like a straight line up, pretty much, like after the laning stage. Yeah, and that's kind of how it felt as well. It kind of felt like an inevitability, that game.
Yeah, I don't know. Charlie getting 9-1 and 9, and then getting a -1 performance against Andrew.
Ed dies once. Yeah, it's just like, and when you get to like a mid-game fight, and you've got your Lifestealer's got a Radiance, and they've got 3 cores, one of which also has a Radiance, and that's just their off laner, and then you're like, okay, what do we do here?
How do you get to Sniper, and how do you get to Morphling? Like, what are these heroes doing to them?
Yeah, it feels like just a pretty difficult game for Dyer here. How they've ended up with this draft. It's just really difficult. And also, to note here, Gukuru have done a huge shift up in the roles. Like 3 roles different here, with Beans moving to support, Ed going to offlane, and Lilith going from 5 to 1. So they've got a bit of flex in their roles now. They've shown that.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if they do that more going forward.
Clean performance then, and
very clean.
Unlucky
really
for
clean
Tide bounce, but perhaps we'll see later on in the coverage. Maybe they'll bounce back. So second,
yeah, maybe.
Here we go. Here we go. Hello.
Oh, is
what
it me?
Have we got here?
Oh, this game. No, I don't want to talk about this game.
What have we got?
You talk about this game. You talk about this one. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know if you remembered it.
I forget every game as soon as I play them most of the time. I remember this one not being very good.
Yeah, this one was rough. I'll hands up in the air. I goofed this draft. I really did. We first picked this Razor, right, and we didn't have the right plan for it, and then we ended up shuffling our roles from how we wanted to do it anyway, and it just ended up like all 3 lanes kind of just went a bit shit, and then we could never get into a fight properly how we wanted to, and it was just really difficult because they had all these initiators, and we just felt like we were floundering. It was really hard to take a fight. Not fun.
Clockanos was interesting as well.
Yes, yeah, we had to ban that.
Nathan played a very good Clockwork game.
It was really good.
That was the main part of why it was so difficult for us to do anything.
Yeah, between him and Charlie, it was just so hard. It was so hard to play.
Yeah. Always in the right position, always showing up to the right spots to fight, disrupting everything.
18 in player right there.
18 in play. Although there has been a lot of, obviously we've got so many games, there's a lot of good imps, so maybe in another life that would have been
also a lot of bad imps. There's a lot of bad imps.
Some bad imps. Should we look at the overall imp standings as well at some point so far?
Yeah, we'll have a look after we've gone through these games, because mine's quite funny. So yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, rest of the team I thought played pretty clean as well. Like everybody.
Yeah, their team was clean. Yeah, they played that game really clean. I can't lie.
Second game.
But this game.
This
game was cinema.
It's a Nathan
cinema.
game.
Did you watch this? Did you watch this game, Charlie? Henry?
I watched part of it, but then I stopped.
This game is pure
a bit too
cinema.
long.
Pure cinema. We pulled them around the map like a puppet on a string. Nathan was trying to catch us with his slow Jakiro, and he had no chance. Luckiest driving around the map, like crazy taxi style, farming up all the map. And then we just got to a point where I think they felt really unconfident pushing high ground because we had this suddenly farmed sniper eventually, and it just got a bit too much for them. And then they made a well, actually, we made the calculated decision to purchase 4 hexes for the Ursa Bear,
Jesus.
and because like he was kind of the only hero giving us trouble to like post sort of 30. Well, actually, for most of the game, really, right, Flop?
Yeah.
I think.
And the Ursa was the one who actually could kill any of
Yeah.
them. Like, first, the rest of the team in a team fight, they were very valuable. But the Ursa was the one that would always initiate. I think every fight they won, it was because Ursa was out in front and taking care of one
So
or
our
two
plan
heroes.
was to get vision on him, VLUPIUS charge, and then we'd all just blink in and chain hex him, even to the point of like stunning or stacking the hexes just to make sure we could, just get through him. And then once we'd got through, like Ari, I can't fault him this season so far. He's playing really well, and I'm a bit upset with him. I'm not gonna lie, because where was this performance last season? What's he doing?
To be fair, when you've got to look at this team though, like you've got
Yeah, that
nice
team is stacked.
This is so stacked. I mean, nice
I
Charlie's,
know, right?
Who's nice Charlie subbing for? Edo. It's still stacked.
Edo, yeah, so it's still
I'm
stacked,
actually
yeah.
subbing for them this weekend on Sunday, so.
No, Edo again, or
no, for Edo, yeah, for Edo in place of nice Charlie.
Okay. I see.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, this game was
playing,
I think we won this game on macro play rather than necessarily micro play. I think our team fighting was pretty clean once we got into them. Once we got rid of the deficit in net worth, we were pretty clean, but we needed to get there first.
Yep. Bayesian had a clean game. Only died 3 times.
Bayesian was so bored. He was he was sat in the base for most of the game, because he was so silent. Like he sat in the base watching me and VLUPIUS play out on the map. Like the Squidward and SpongeBob meme, where it's like running outside. Me and VLUPIUS are Patrick and SpongeBob running outside.
Still managed to get 750 XPM though, despite being in the base.
Yeah, he was just catching the waves that we missed, I think.
Yeah. Nice indeed. So
once he got a necro book, he was.
Oh, did he?
He was happier again.
Yeah, he got his Book of the Dead, so he got to play the game.
Yeah. The 60-minute items, and finally he got to be out on the map again by proxy.
I think, by the way, just while we're here, tier 5 items. Yeah. Tier 5 items, like I think Magic Lamp might be shit.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember it procced a couple of times on Jakira. I could see it proc. But it made no difference.
Really?
It's like a shit Aeon disc because it doesn't even make you invulnerable. It just gives you health back.
Oh,
it's like, I don't know. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
It's a bit underperforming because you have all these other items that can actually meaningfully impact the game, and this is just one that, hey, it gives you your health back a bit. But if they, if an enemy team at 60 minutes managed to get you down that far, they can do it again, probably.
Just checking the last hits, yeah. You see how much he was farming.
1,000 last hits.
1,000 last hits, yeah.
Bro, what the? Okay.
That's a slobber knocker of a game, that one.
Yeah, and then after watching Nathan's team play, we're watching Nathan's team play.
Again.
Yeah. So.
Tinker. Oh, I didn't watch this game.
Oh, this was
at the same time.
I cast this game at the start with JPK, so I was.
Yeah,
I
it was coming at the same time as our game, so I never saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in the Lake District and then passed by JPK's house coincidentally on the way back, so stopped in and coincidentally happened to cast the game with him for the first bit. This was so clean. This game, to be honest, nobody was playing bad. Literally everybody in the game was playing
Samson had
well.
Barn burner. What the hell?
Yeah, Samson
16, 5, and 14. Fucking hell. And 0 imp. That's the dream.
No, at one point, Samson the Dire ran and killed everybody. In fact, I think it was here, right? Dire come in, kill 4 heroes. It swings massively, and then all of a sudden, Samson comes into the fight, and they're all on a third to a half HP, and he gets an ultra kill. And it was 1v the world. Honestly, such a sick play. And then I was watching the rest of the game, audio only in the car.
Of course.
And G was then picking up some pieces, obviously with Jay's Tinker behind.
G carry.
Yeah, G was on fire. Jay's Tinker needs a ban, but then again, you have to ban Samson's heroes, so you have to.
Can I just have a look at the draft order just on there? I just want to see how it shook out. Okay, so they did go for the Tinker in the first place. They went straight up for it. That's a nice draft.
They banned out every single one of Samson's heroes.
So, but instead of his level 30 Emperor as well. So they didn't get rid of
apart from that one.
that. Whoops.
No.
So I'm assuming that next game perhaps they banned that hero. We'll
Well,
have to.
yeah.
I would imagine they probably did.
Yeah.
I certainly would if I were them.
Bojo Witch Doctor
Oh,
as well
Bojo,
got
that's
through, but
oof.
it's a bit of a rough one for Bojo.
That's a lot
Kiwi I
of
thought was solid. Jeansy couldn't really do that much, although played really cleanly. Higgsy as well, really clean. And Sam was really these guys didn't really play badly at all. It was just I'd say
Cordiff.
early game coordination, and Samson
Yeah.
and JJ in the early game, supported by these two, and then G in the late game with the Weaver. That was
G is my goat.
stonking.
G is my favourite player in IDL.
Oh,
I love
you hear
G.
that, VLUP? Take that.
Everyone, Bluff is my least favourite.
Yeah, I don't think I make the top 50.
Second game then.
Let's have a looky. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
So was this series a 1-1 as well?
So yeah,
We didn't...
it was a 1-1.
Oh no, they picked PL.
They picked PL.
Oh.
I think that kind of
dear.
says enough. Yeah.
Oh dear, all those imps. Oh my god, look at all of them.
Now, the imps.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Oh, that's bad. That's really rough. That's really rough.
Yeah, I don't think.
That's the Butterbeans numbers right there. Holy hell.
Butterbean's numbers. I mean, Samson got another one of his heroes, which is Rubik, although probably his least comfortable, maybe most played but least comfortable of the heroes, or at least least winning because it's just a bit shit.
It is unfortunately just a bit shit, yeah.
And then, I mean, it was just a bit rough.
I remember watching this game, but at what point did they pick the Rubik again?
It was
Start of second.
Yeah, so fairly early on.
Yeah, second pick. I guess they can pick it and assume that it's the other team will think it's support, but maybe not against Samson.
I think it should have been support.
Yeah. I think it should have been support. Yeah, okay.
He had a few very good steals. The props
the
to
Weaver
him.
is really good. Yeah.
Yeah, but also in the game he played it very well. He got some very clutch steals and did well with them.
Yep.
But it's not a great Rubik game if you pick him so early, right? Because then you can just counter pick him. What do you do with
and also,
Ursa and Mars?
Ursa is like such a horrible hero for Rubik to play into. So horrible.
Yeah.
I will say, just in defense of the PL pick, like, to be fair, I think if PL got off to a hot start this game, there is actually really limited ways for them to do a PL. So, like, if this PL had like been even with the Ursa going into the mid game, I reckon maybe they would have had a lot more trouble. But
what was the 12
it just looks
net worth?
so hard.
12-minute net worth. Yeah, Ursa was 1k ahead. Although Samson was Samson was 2k ahead in mid. So
4 kills.
4 no. But then I don't think actually got it. It gets 1 more kill for the rest of the game.
Oh,
so
no. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, that's rough.
Had 4 kills at 13 minutes. In fact, at 12 minutes. And then only 1 kill for the remainder of the 50 minutes.
That's a 60-minute game.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, yuck. That's gnarly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Samson. That's rough. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's rough.
Sorry to hear that.
Jeansy, Jeansy played really clean, and Higgsy was a bit of a monster late on. And I don't think Sam made any mistakes.
No, people have to ban this Ursa hero. It is his best one. Yeah. I will say that. It's by far his best one, I think. So be careful. That scary bear. He's scary.
Scary berry.
Not very scary berry.
Yeah.
I would be banning that for sure against this team.
Yep. And then we have
another Nathan's team.
Another Nathan's team game, which is against Goku 2, Electric Boogaloo, please.
Electric Boogaloo.
Sorry, Electric Boogaloo. So this is technically the next game week now. So we're starting game week 2.
Yeah. So I realize we're doing technically 2 weeks, but I like to imagine there's just a third team that's also Nathan's team.
Maybe.
The team with Nathan on it, then you have Nathan's team, and somehow there's a third one that's also Nathan's team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all Nathan's team down here.
Oh, that's made me think. There was a clip, a Bayesian clip, which we can watch on the podcast, that I thought was quite funny from our series. I'll bring that up. I sent it you, Matt. In fact, go into our DMs and send it into the chat because I can't leave.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Okay, cool. So in this game we had Samson ET, which is another staple, one of Samson's best.
Ayo.
And
I did watch this. Yeah.
And
that's rough.
here we go again with the Butterbeans Bristle and the Edgar Nature's Prophet once again. Charlie again whipping out a Slardar. We saw him do that as a sub. And this was just, I mean, clean. Just like super clean from everybody.
Yeah, I don't like this Slardar pick that they're doing. I do not like that.
As in, you don't like to play against still?
No, yeah, I think it's yucky and I don't like it, and I think they should stop doing it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Slardar mid. I think it's just if you pick it after the enemy's already picked a melee mid, it's kind of just like an auto lane loss, and it's just like, all right, this guy's gonna get an 8-minute blink and just start killing people. All right, cool.
Yeah,
I guess.
So let's have a look at the net worth for this one for 12 minutes. G was pretty big.
Plus
here,
one.
But what?
Plus 1 gold somehow.
What do you mean? Literally plus 1.
Plus 1.
Plus 1.
Is that 1k? That can't be 1.
No,
There's
it's
no
1,
way.
because that's 1k.
No fucking
plus
way.
1.
That's 1. What the fuck?
Plus 1. Yeah. So this was pretty clean by everybody across the board, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. Post laning, there was a bit of resistance, but then I guess once Beans and Charlie hit their items, it was just like go go go, and they just ran at them. It looks like.
Yeah. Clean plays by JJ throughout the game.
Yeah.
Some and as always with a JJ team, it always moves around the map so well, but there's only so much. And Jay said it himself, like when he's behind, he struggles to get the team coordinating as well as he does when the team's in front. So I think against this Gukru team, it's pretty. I don't know. I don't want to play them.
Gukru team is scary. I don't want to play against them either.
Yeah.
I could do without that in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So next game was. Oh yeah, I remember this game. This is Charlie Ultimate Sniper the World.
Oh fucking hell! Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So this is another Samson hero.
Imp team.
Sorry, say again. What?
All positive imp team as well.
That's not the Gokuro I know.
Yeah, that is not the Gukuru. It can't be.
It can't be. It's not right.
Yeah, this was pretty rough. Playing tied into Slark is...
That's hard. Really hard.
Yeah. I mean, let's have a look at the lane. 12 minutes. Yeah, 5.6k versus 3.6k. I mean, that's how you'd expect, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think the trouble is here that Nathan's team have gone and picked a non-hero again in game 2 for their carry, which is really unfortunate. Because instead of PL this time, they've gone for the Spectre, which is, I think, equally non-heroic. This patch, I don't think it's very playable.
Definitely less good than it has been historically. Like in the past, it felt like it did nothing in the games but won them all. Now it feels like it does nothing in the games and doesn't win.
Yeah, and also they're playing it into a Wraith King who's like a super solid laner who you know is going to get 1 million gold at 10 minutes, and then he's going to have a Radiance, and then he's going to get another 1 million gold in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like
1 million skeletons.
Yeah, 1 million. What's the Spectre going to do to the fucking Skelly boys? Like, nothing. Like, literally nothing. I don't think you can play against them. So it's just a really difficult game all around, I think, for Radiant here.
Yeah, Josh.
Can we just have a look at the draft order? I just want to see how easily, what the priorities were.
They first picked Necro. Okay. And
Wow.
I guess they needed a Samson hero.
Oh yeah, they banned. Well, they only banned. They only banned the Emperor in the first phase.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
For Samson.
Yeah, it could have
They
been
banned
Ember
Ember.
again, but
no, they banned it.
oh
No, they banned it. That's the only
they did.
Samson hero they banned in the first phase.
yes, they could have.
Maybe they're worried that 2 more would have followed. Like,
Maybe, but he has more heroes than that. I don't know.
yeah. I'm surprised we didn't see a Phoenix pick come out at some point for him. You know, I know he loves that.
He's great at Phoenix mid, yeah.
Really good at Phoenix mid, yeah.
So yeah, that was a swift 2-0. Well, not that swift to be fair.
Yeah.
But standard
Controlled,
game.
really
Yeah, controlled. Pretty staple IDL. Good IDL play. Like don't throw.
Don't
that's
throw.
about it. Yeah.
That's not IDL play.
No, as in good. Like that's good in IDL.
Good
standards,
IDL play.
yeah.
We love Nathan. Do not throw.
And well, I mentioned earlier, maybe Tideband had a bit of a comeback at some point, and here we go. So we've got another Furion pick.
Yeah.
They picked it first again. So unbelievable performance from Frenzy as well, earning an MVP card this week for Frenzy. and currently actually top of the strats
Oh hell
imps
no.
by quite a fair margin. Ed Scaife also up there, Andrew up there, Sam up there, Lilith up there. Where are we?
I'm way further down. Don't worry, I'm in negatives, man.
I mean, look at the KDA though. It's popping.
I know, dude.
It's popping. It's
What can I
popping.
do?
Popping.
I
Where's
don't know,
Flup?
man.
Flup,
I
you
don't
gotta be.
know.
Oh, you're up here, Flup.
Yeah, Strats hates me. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We need to out the people as well who've got 4 games but only 2 heroes played. Any of them? Where's Mr. Josh?
Hang on, someone had only 1 hero played.
What? Yeah, Sam's only got 1 hero
AA over
played so
2
far.
games.
There's more of them, yeah.
Wait, Ursa over 2 games.
Yeah.
Witch Doctor over 2
Witch
games.
Doctor 2 games.
Okay, it's only 2 games. I thought
Dev's
Yeah.
played
more.
3 games on Underlord in 4 games.
Yeah, I don't know if we wanted to bring up Underlord right now. If we go back to the main page of this league right now, like the front page of the league.
How do I even find it? Hold on.
Just go back.
Please pause.
Back to the page. Yeah. Underlord is 6 games right now. Do you know what his win rate is? It is 0%. Yeah.
Ooh.
0 wins.
Rating-
6 games right now.
Rating
I mean,
worst.
4 games
Underlord.
of Furion and 100% win rate is also something.
Oh, it is 100% on Furin. Okay, there we go.
Yep, I
And
handed
Wraith King's
I handed
only
Wraith
lost
King
1
its
game.
only loss. Yep, that was me. Don't worry about that one, boys. Okay.
No, don't worry.
Um,
Yes, in any case, yes. So Andrew, as we said, 100% win rate on Nature's this season. So yeah, he's obviously going to win because it's got a 100% win rate. So why wouldn't he win?
And we had
We see another case of Spectre pick here,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Yes.
Oh dear, I don't know what to do with this hero, man. I really don't, because you kind of want to go Radiant still, but then you don't do anything for so long. You wonder why you don't pick a different hero and go Radiance, because there's lots of Radiance heroes right now that aren't Spectre, that are useful in the early game.
Yeah.
Was Wraith King banned in this series? He must have been.
Wraith King.
Yeah, first phase banned.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but they banned him. They could have picked him. They could have left him in and known
Wait,
they
no,
would
they
have
didn't
picked
have first
Natures.
pick. They didn't have first pick.
No, but they would have known they were going to take the Natures, and then you just counter with the Wraith King, I think.
No, I think they would have taken. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I would not take Wraith King over Natures. Let's put it that way. I would take
Okay.
Natures first. I think he's way better. But in any case, yeah, I think in theory, Spectre counters Nature's Prophet, right? Because you can follow him around the map. You can gank him wherever he is, whenever. But in practice, I think maybe this Prophet just got a bit too strong, a bit too quick, and then it was like, well, I can gank him, but should I? I'm just gonna die.
It's Andrew.
I think that's the point, right? In theory, you can follow him around the map, but once
Yeah.
you're next to him, the nature is also just going to turn around and A-click you to death.
Yeah, he's gonna just kill you with Jimmy. Like him and
Yeah,
Jimmy are
that's
gonna
an
gank
extra
you.
farm. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. We had
Yeah, I don't
Sleepy Alex
know.
Tusk as well. That's scary.
Yeah, he got his Tusk. It looks like it was a pretty even game for the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but then after that, I'm not sure whether it was like a really big team fight and then they just had the building take with the Natures, but yeah, just like
Will
crumbling
Will
after
won
25
mid.
minutes.
So take
Yeah.
that, Andrew.
Yeah, he won his lane.
So Will's actually probably my most impressed. I've been most impressed of Will out of any player this season. Like compared to last
He
season,
steps into mid, yeah.
he's absolutely excelling this season for sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, first game, that's Tidebound's first win as well. So
Yes,
that's
then
they're 1 and 2, and here we go, a second win for Tidebound in the second game. This was, I mean, what the?
Oh, that's a big number right there, Mr. C.
You know, who does all the guides, like all the in-game guides? What's his name? Tortellini.
Immortal Faith or
Tortellini.
Tortellini.
Tortellini. He's put out a video last week that said TA is the most busted carry in the patch, and Game Leak
I
did
think so.
a video saying TA is the most busted support in the patch. Well,
Really?
just gonna say I coined that one 5 years ago, so it was busted then too, believe me. But this was just an unbelievable performance, I think, from everybody on this team, but especially, I mean, this one. I mean,
He ran the game. It looks like he just fully ran the game.
yeah. What was the 12-minute net worth? 5 points. So it wasn't that massively.
It wasn't
winning.
that big, but
QC
TA
went
farmed
mid.
so quick. Yeah, they looks like they picked the Pugna. I guess it was a first. Oh, it wasn't a first phase Pugna pick. Where was the Pugna then? When did they pick it?
Put second phase. So they picked Disruptor
Okay.
and Wraith King. So they did go for Wraith King first.
They got an overall last pick TA. What the
Yeah.
hell? Why don't I get that?
No, you're not allowed.
It's not fair.
You're not allowed. But I mean,
Oh,
that's going to
man.
be a killer.
Yeah, that's an MVP performance
Yeah.
right there. That's sick.
That is an MVP.
Well done.
performance. Yep.
I wonder if he's still impersonating me in games. I hope so.
I wonder. There's no way to see, is there?
Not on here, no. You'd have to go and look in the in-game.
Yeah.
Can't be. He wouldn't get the last pick TA.
True. Real. And then we have our series. Thoughts?
Oh, is it us next?
It's us next.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's Nature's Prophet again. Who's that guy?
Nature's
Tell us about him,
Prophet.
Henry.
So I almost broke my monitor. There was no, I mean not really. This was I think there was a point where we were like losing 1 to 15, and we thought we can come back, but we just need to do it a very long way. And then we almost got too long, and Jimmy got too fat, and then Jimmy just came up and two-shot our barracks, and we thought, uh-oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was we played the long game on that one for sure. I think we
Oh
we
really?
never felt
Oh really? Did you
under,
now, Matt?
We never felt really under pressure.
We've been playing the long game every game.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I will say, like, I think I've mentioned this to our team in the chat. The only games we've won as a team, including our practice games, have been longer than 50 minutes. We haven't won a game shorter than that.
I think ours is the opposite. We lose everything that goes long, and we win everything that goes short.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, I think one of our practice games went to like 85 minutes as well, which was fun. That was good. A triple rapier game as well. It was one of those ones. So
Damn.
that was But yes, our team does not. We haven't quite cracked the code on winning early yet. That's going to be our. Whether we can do that or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I think out of the draft here, we got everything we wanted. I'll say that. We were super pleased with how this came out.
Yep,
Coming
we
out
were not. So much so that we thought,
No?
fuck it, let's pick him ogre mid. We just thought we were just
Can I ask what the comms were like for the ogre mid? What was the?
Let me give you the comms. I'm not going to tell you who's speaking, but I'll give you the comms.
Okay.
JPK Mulgrew, what do you think we could go here? Maybe still like a necro, or no, I'm not really sure. What about ogre mid? Yeah, fuck it, just go ogre mid.
Now, can I ask, was the first voice in that? Was that perhaps Pete?
It was, it was.
Okay. I will say for Necro, I believe we did, our last ban was Necro.
Was it
We were a
Necro?
bit concerned. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, there you go.
It was, yeah, it was.
Yeah, we were a bit worried that you'd last pick Necro and we'd be left with a bit like, oh shit, well, what do we pick now against the
Also,
Necro mid?
you guys, right? Our draft prep was, we're going to pick Wraith King. If they ban that, we're going to pick Ringmaster. If they ban that, we're going to pick AA. If they ban that, we're going to pick something else. I think it was like...
Yeah, no, I did good in this draft prep, didn't I?
I think it was Disruptor anyway, but yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet. Let me just double check. I don't think I deviated. Yeah, that's the order of my bans there. I didn't deviate from that, so
yeah,
I did good.
Nice.
Me clever. Me big brain now. I'm a brainer. I'm gonna adjust my my category. I've been told that I should be a brainer. I liked that game. I know you didn't. You sent me a very angry Steam message saying you were going to end the podcast.
And
this is never going to air.
Here we are. Yep. This is on.
I don't want to do the podcast again. In fact, ever. In fact, I might have a dartboard with Jimmy on it, and I want to throw axes at Jimmy. That's, from Henry.
I was not happy with Jimmy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
He did say, of course. I'm joking. Afterwards, he doesn't want to kill Jimmy. He wants to kill me.
Yeah, that's agreed.
Just me.
I thought, to be honest, this was not that bad. We did it was this close because of the amount of Midases we had, but I think realistically it was more like this close for a lot of the game. That's how it felt.
We felt super controlled.
Yeah, we felt
whole game.
we felt like we had no space. So.
Yeah.
It
was not. There was a that game was for me at least. I can't speak for my team, but that felt like a confidence builder game for me in terms of how our team could perform.
Yeah.
So that was really nice to be like, okay, cool, we can win a game, but we can win it in a like really safe, controlled manner. Like no, there was like a couple of roadblocks. I think we took maybe one or two bad fights, but
I
those
don't even,
are going to be like learning experience
yeah,
ones where
I
we
don't
like
even
we don't.
think we took bad fights. It's more that there were 2-3 times where we just got ganked. Like we got
Off
Yeah,
the
with our
torment
pants
as
tormented
well.
down.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
fucked us. Yeah, we weren't ready for that.
exactly.
Yeah,
We
that was a
weren't
good call
looking
from
for
Joe
fights,
and Pete.
and then took bad fights. No, the fight was suddenly brought on us, and
Yeah.
got us. But yeah, beyond that, I don't think we really had fights as such.
It
No
Yeah.
wasn't a
big
big
fight
team
to
fight,
fight.
really.
No, at any point.
Yeah. So
So it
that
was, for the
that
most
was
part, it was a
lovely.
very leisurely game.
Oh, it was leisurely, was it? Right.
It was
I
for
think so.
it was for me at least.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
you
I was
guys.
near the team for like 80% of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, there was some points I was walking through the jungle and be like, "Why is VLUPIUS here?" You just be in our jungle. Like,
Well,
what
it
can
was
we do
farm.
though?
It
Yeah.
was farm, and there were no team fights, so I didn't have to
Yeah.
show up.
Fair. Right, second game was
That was more rough.
yeah. It was
I really liked how you guys drafted this game. It was really clever.
yeah. Yeah.
You sound unconvinced.
No, I just think I liked it. I didn't think there was anything special with it. We just had comfort
No, it wasn't
heroes.
anything special, but it was like the first pick Razor put a sort of because we could never know if that was going to be mid or
Yeah, that's what we
offlane
did
until
when we
you
thought that.
pick the sniper.
Yeah.
So we couldn't ban or pick too heavily one way or the other. And then once you'd picked the sniper, we were already locked in with the Viper, which is not the ideal matchup against either. We were picking the Viper as sort of a nice middle ground between the two, but like, and it just ended up with us not having. We had the gotcha last pick of Morphling, which if I were better at Morphling, maybe we could have won
It
off
was a
that.
great
But
pick.
unfortunately, yeah, I do think it was the right pick, and I think if I like, I think I made a few errors, and I think I fucked up a couple of times, and I think there was a couple of times where my button press wasn't as clean.
errors.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry. I'm not too proud. I know what happened, Henry. If I'd played a bit cleaner, and also no, it wasn't just play actually. Me and VLUP had the same revelation post game as well in terms of item choices, which we both went for, and we both agreed that we went for the wrong items. So
Yeah.
I like this diffusal. That was nice.
that's what we were.
We liked it as
thinking
well.
was bad.
Yeah, we liked
I
it
thought it
as
was
well during the game when I started building it, and after the game I realized no, that was a terrible purchase.
I thought, but not for the Deucer. I think it was great against everybody else. Like,
Yeah,
I
we
had so
think
little
that we
mana for a lot
think
of fights.
we ended up needing more control from him rather than
Maybe
damage.
so,
We
yeah.
needed him to have an Atos into something like if you'd have gone Gleipnir and we had two
Exactly.
of those, then our fight would have been a lot easier.
Fair.
And for me, I also bought the diffusal, and I think I was focusing too much on Joe at that point. I should have gone for more real damage.
We thought that as well,
if
actually.
you click on my portrait and then go back in time, you'll see like slowly go back, and you'll see me like selling and buying items. Like I sold a lot of I sold my Vlads, I sold my Pike, and then I think I sold something right towards the end as well because I was realizing I've just gone about this all wrong, and yeah, it was just I think if I'd just gone for Manta into like BKB and damage, I think maybe then we could actually take fights. It's just I never had the right combination of items to really
Too much brain,
get in.
not enough game.
Actually, not enough brain. I think I was too focused on the Deucer. When I think if I'd gone damage rather than like this utility shit, I would have had enough to kill the Deucer anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and same. The Div Blade would have been very nice against the Deucer, but no, we just needed to ignore the
Deucer and kill
Deucer
everybody
and
else.
get rid of
we
get
needed
rid
to
of
kill the
everyone
sniper, we
else.
needed to kill the Razor. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
But you
It was
also
a good game
played,
from you guys. No, we can't
Yeah.
take that away from you. Like that's not.
Yeah, you played a very good game as well. Like,
Thanks.
good map movements, and we never really found a way to really open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I'm really annoyed. I said to the team, I really hope I was ahead enough and that Strats would give me a lane win against Matt, but it didn't. It didn't. No wins for me this season.
No. I would say that I think it was a pretty much a draw.
Yeah,
It felt like a draw to me.
It felt like a win to us. but maybe that's because it was against you.
Yeah, but I think you, no offense, Henry, but I do think you drawing against me is probably that would feel like a win.
That is
wouldn't
a win. That's like the biggest win ever.
So no, I do agree with you, but yeah, I think in terms of like net worth, I would say it definitely felt like we were even, which was not good for me. But what can you do?
Joe had a really nice game. Like it was.
Yeah, Joe had the freest game here. He had such a comfy game. I think he died like once or twice, maybe the whole game.
Yeah, he died 3 times.
3 times, yeah, like super comfy game for him.
I thought our high ground poke was like so regimented.
Yeah, it was really annoying. We didn't have a good way to get in on the high ground. Like when you were pushing, like because we only really had lab because VLUP didn't have the right items to get in. Ideally, we wanted this is going to sound really bad, but we wanted VLUPIUS to sort of blink in and die whilst getting us done, so that we could all go in. Like because there was no one to do that. Like what we've had before is VLUP on a clock, VLUP on a spirit breaker, where he can get in to the middle, and then once all of the fight is everyone in your team is shown, then we can go in. Like we need. It was the only person hitting the tower was Joe and the Pete, sorry, and the sniper.
Yeah.
Like we didn't see anyone else. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Really annoying.
And we can't go around you because there's a Venomancer.
Oh, you guys had a sick gank
everywhere.
though. You guys,
that was our like Hail Mary play.
We did not see that coming. We were like, Matt's almost dead. Everyone was looking at Matt, and then all of a sudden, you guys came from behind. We were like, holy shit, that was sick.
Yeah, if Lucas had been behind you on the right hand side, like we probably would have won that engagement. It's just he was happened to be standing on the left hand side.
Yeah.
With his wards up there, so you got like such an early warning.
Yep.
Unfortunate, but yeah, good game nonetheless. Like I think it was a good learning experience for us.
And with that, should we team of the week?
Let's do team of the week. Yeah, let's have a look.
Team of the week. Let's have a look what we've got for week 2.
Week 2.
So, let me just do this. Let's switch it back.
Looking good.
Here we go. Yep. Perfect. So first card, I think this kind of goes
one of the best performances we're probably going to see this season. I think.
Yeah.
Like individual performances, like this was like 27-2. You can't get much better than that. I don't know.
39 1,000 XPM.
Yeah, that's sick. What can you say?
What can you say? It was a hard carry, typical Andrew moment.
Yeah, like, literally typical. And that's what I think that says enough about Andrew, doesn't it? That this is kind of like par for course.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does the 93 mean?
It's just his FIFA card rating. Have you played FIFA before?
I know it's about football.
Yeah. Each player has like a rating.
So let's pencil in a no.
Yeah. In fact, maybe I should do like because it's actually player cards. Maybe this rating should be actually the player, and it should be based on their live elo. Like I could hook the code up to this live elo spreadsheet. And then,
as in, like, make it sort of adjust based on their expected result or something like that.
No. Like, for example, Andrew gained off this win. So, like, maybe last week he would have been a 92 rated card, and now he's a 93. Like, he's got better.
Oh, I was in tie the number to their elo rather.
Or I could make something. I could make something that has like if they're in form. So you could have their base stat, which would be their IDL elo, and then based on their current plus or minus. That has like a factor which could up or like higher and lower. So you could have somebody start the season at like a 70 rated card and then be like an 85 rated card by the end of the season if they like have a killer season.
Yeah, because I do think that number, the 93, it sort of already is there with the imp. You know, like that's the match performance. You know, that doesn't. So if the number on the left was more of a season wide.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
The player's back number.
Yeah, because it gives you more of an idea of actually what the player should be like. Because if it's like a 60 rated player and they've got 70 imp, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? That's crazy. Like then suddenly there's a comparison there, isn't there?
And I could do, you know what I could do? I could make it have like a normal rating, so like 60, and then it could have like plus or minus, and then their season rating of what they're currently at. So then this is quite good. This is good.
Yeah, we can have a play around with that for sure.
Yeah.
Let's. So who's next? Who we got next?
Beans with a clockwork performance.
Oh yeah, this was a good performance. Was this? This was the game against Tidebound, wasn't it? This was Rattle Trap.
Well, this is one of the the code didn't work with clockwork, so it has to use Rattle Trap for the lookup table from Dota.
It's cool how the code is breaking based on new heroes that we discovered. Because last week it was Skeleton King, wasn't it?
Skeleton King.
We didn't have a name for it.
Destroyer. That was a strange one.
Yeah.
What else we have? Ringmaster
Good-
doesn't
good
actually
job.
have one yet, as in an image
job
from
from Beans
there it
here.
is. Yep, Frenzy with a
Yeah, we
stellar
highlighted
performance
Frenzy.
to go top of the imp table.
Mm.
Nice to see them back in the league, and Charlie then with this was, I mean, it's a Charlie era, fresh
Yeah,
into the immortal status.
Charlie is going places with Elo. I will
For
say
real.
that. I think he's going to be stonks to the moon. Bye.
Invest
Bye
early.
bye season, bye bye. You could say, in a good
Well,
way.
yeah, I don't. I'm not sure who's going to be taking a game off this Gukuru team. I'm not going to lie, because
I
they're
don't know.
they're 4-0 so far, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe someone will take Charlie, take him down.
All
Maybe
I'm
they'll
saying,
have to kill him
all I'm
IRL.
saying is you don't hear Finn complaining about Gukuru 2.
That's true.
4Fab can, oh, Charlie again.
Oh, again? There should
Damn.
be a rule against
There
this.
should- I mean, yeah, there actually was a rule against this. The code was faulty, so that players could, because it regenerated the same card, because it said
Right.
MVP card _ nice Charlie, and it would overwrite its file. So now it has to have a timestamp on. You can see it's 8-2 blah 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 card. So yeah,
But
Charlie
yeah,
with two killer
really good
performances.
performances.
14,
And the real
0,
MVP.
18.
Oh, fuck off.
The real MVP of the week.
Oh, genuinely, that kill was kind of made a really, really big impact.
It
It was so
actually
annoying.
did. It actually did.
It was so annoying. I got off my. I had to have a walk after that. I got
Did
up
you?
there and had a little walk. Yeah, because I was like, fucking hell. I can't. So stupid. Like, it's one of those Morphling deaths where it's just like, how often do you play Morphling, let alone play Morphling against Venno, let alone have to worry about shifting while you're TPing? Like, it's like such a
One in a
tiny
million.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like. Oh,
We had
but
Obsidian
yes,
Destroyer,
well done.
we've got Melon Destroyer, so...
Well done, Plague Ward.
Well-
You got
well
69
done.
imp, of course. Well done.
69 imp, well done, Plague Ward. Right, let me switch off other MVP. So, well done, MVPs. Oh.
Yes. Whoa, zoom.
And now, we have some questions. So,
Yeah,
let
we
me,
got
in
some
fact, let me
Cues for
switch
Blup.
back to here. Yeah, cues for VLUP. VLUPIUS, you're in the hot seat, my boy! Some questions first from our double MVP. Do you like the artist churches?
I don't think I actually know of them.
You never heard? Oh, let's play. Can you hear my screen?
No, we're gonna get demonetized.
Are we?
Well, no, we actually might get it taken down potentially. So I would rather not.
I say I don't think I know them because I'm also
Okay.
very terrible at recognizing.
They're like a Scottish electro pop band.
Okay, I
yeah.
might like it then. Maybe I've heard it before, but I don't recognize it.
Okay, I'll give you a
Sorry.
song to listen to. I'll put it in the chat, but do it after.
Yeah, give
Yeah, but-
recommendations.
I think they're all right. I don't think they're anything too. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think they're decent. They're good vibes.
They're yeah.
Okay, next question.
That's it. Fucking hell. All right, thanks, Charlie. Thank you
Thanks,
for that.
Charlie.
Appreciate it.
Next is Lucas, Monkey Egg, that one aging twink. Thank you for your question, Lucas.
Nice.
As frequently farming POS4 player, how would you say one finds the balance of farming in the right places and also managing to show up for fights when needed? That's a good question.
That is a good question. I would start off by saying I really appreciate how Lucas goes with Lucas, then clarifies who he means, namely Monkey Egg, and then if we still don't get who it is, it's that one aging twink. Yeah, now I know.
Now I know who it is.
recognize
Damn
that.
it!
I've never heard of that. But
God.
That darn twink.
I think it's the way I go with it is that my go-to nature is to just be farming and look where space is, so to be away from my team, and then clarify to the team that they have to have comms open if they're going to look for fights. If they're going to be looking to initiate, then give a shout and I will TP. And I'm fairly liberal with TPing. Like, if someone shouts group up, I'm TPing without giving it second thought, but I do need I think communication is essential to let a team know the POS4 needs to show up.
Yeah, I think this maybe was a slight problem for us last season. Like, when we had, should we go in? Should we go in? Are we going in? When are we going in? Let's go. Wait, no, don't go.
Yeah.
And it was like, you were like, guys, I need to know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I do think as well as the clear comms, it's that your heroes also kind of mostly lend themselves to being able to have really long range of initiation. So even if you are sort of a couple of screens away, you're only really like 10 to 15 seconds away from
That as
being
well.
in the fight.
Yeah, I do like the heroes that have some innate movement speed, so that helps massively if you see a fight brewing to immediately start going on. Like I like my Nature's Prophets, my Clockwork, the Weaver, or Wind Ranger. If
Okay.
you see something happening, Breaker, yeah, you just start running, and you can be
Yeah.
there in a few seconds.
Yep. Next question: which three heroes would you consider the most fun to play and the least fun to play? Hosts may give their opinions as well.
Oh, hold on. Before you start, does that mean we get to have opinions on what you say rather than our ones? Because I want to tear apart what he says.
Yeah,
That's
okay, yeah,
fine.
let's do
I'll
that.
that. Most fun.
That's a
Ooh.
Breaker, I think. At this point, still, he got nerfed in the past 2 patches, but he's still so much fun to play if it goes well.
If it goes well, I think that's the key word. If you're playing
If he
Breaker from
goes
behind,
well, if he goes well, he's really fun to play. If it goes badly, you can still do your own thing on Spirit Breaker. Like just go to waves your team's not at. You know, if you find yourself in a team of idiots, you can always go away.
That is true. That is true. Like, Spirit has a lot of agency, actually, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, you always have a lot of like. You could just play on the other side of the map and then still join a fight if you look like it's going well. Like, if it doesn't look like it's going well, you could be like, "Oh shit, my bad. Sorry, I didn't see." Like...
Yeah.
And also, it is just fun to be able to go to a fight in 5 seconds flat from one side of the map to the other.
Yeah, that is fun.
So you need to build for it, but once you have like the 1400 movement speed, it's a treat.
So what other heroes have you got for fun?
Clockwork probably, and Hoodwink.
Yeah.
Hoodwink's not in a good place currently, but
I kind of agree with both
still...
then, to be fair.
Yeah, I haven't actually played a lot of Hoodwink. I think I've only played 1 or 2 games, so I haven't got the biggest. Maybe even 1. I think the most Hoodwink I've played is when I played Morphling into Hoodwink. So that's.
I suggest waiting for a patch where she's good again, because this isn't
Yeah, I
it.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Least fun. What do you think?
Honorable mention
go on.
for fun. I'd also give to Rubik, because he's very match dependent. But once you have a good Rubik game, with
it's
a few
addictive.
heroes on your team that have the front line and lots of juicy spells to steal, it's just you really become the lore bit of Rubik of being unseen, stealing people's or borrowing people's spells and flinging them back at them.
Yep.
It's really great.
Nice. So, sorry, we're going to least fun.
Least. That's a tougher one because I don't really, if they're not fun to play, I don't play them, so they kind of drop off of my.
I kind of don't like CK.
Of my radar.
CK is just kind of like hit, press alt, grab somebody, hit.
No, that's fun.
No,
CK
it's not.
I think that's really I agree. I think CK is probably my #1 pick for most fun.
No.
Big bonk hero.
CK, you can turn up the hero voice thingy because he's a joy to listen to. Like he's having fun on the battlefield.
Yeah,
I love CK.
DK.
I think OD is quite boring. I think OD is quite a boring hero.
Yeah, something like Omni Knight.
Oh, Omni, yeah. Oh god, Omni's boring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay,
Ugh.
Omni. Right, next question. How, both positively and negatively, had being married to Matt affected your day-to-day life as well as your Dota career?
Just before you answer that, how many games have we got together? It's got to be quite a lot, isn't it? Let's have a little looky.
It is a lot, yeah.
How many have we got? Peers? We have, drum roll please, it's loading.
I'm gonna guess
2,217 games together.
That's
I think we've got more games together than Henry's played of Dota, perhaps?
No, I've played 3,000 games just.
Okay, but that's not a small amount less. That's large. You know what I mean? Not...
I think that's almost a third of all the games I've played.
Yeah, to be fair, JPK is over half of my games. I played with JPK.
So yeah, I feel like effectively at this point we're Dota married. So I see where the question comes
we're
from.
married by Dota law.
Yeah.
Common
Dota law.
Dota common law. Yeah.
Oh.
On a serious note,
sorry,
on a serious note on this question, because I play so many games with Matt, like Matt, you know what you're doing on a hero, and you know what you want your supports to be doing.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
ingrained in
our
my
comments
system.
are really good.
Yeah, I know what you want. If Matt says go in, I know it's good. It's a good moment to go in. Even if I die, then I know the team will do well, or we get information or whatever.
Yeah, because we joke about it, right? And I'll say like, "Oh yeah, VLUPIUS will go in and die." I do kind of mean it in a way, but like in a way that it's
Yeah.
going to win us the fight.
Exactly. That's
Like,
always
because
my
I know
goal. If
you're
I
going to do
die-
it.
Yeah, if I die and the team wins, I consider my job done.
Yeah.
The downside to that is if you play with other people, and of course who
Ah.
aren't, as adept at
Calling.
no, judging the situation.
Mm.
When someone who doesn't know that it's a good fight says go in, I go in, I die horribly. The rest of the team follows me, also dies horribly.
Yeah.
I think the worst one I see when you're playing, and I'm not necessarily, is when I see you go in, or like someone's made a call and you go in, and then the team are just sort of nowhere to be found afterwards. And they're like, well, why did you tell... I'm thinking in my head, why did you tell him to go in?
Yeah.
Could you just... I mean, I appreciate it's fun to watch him die, but like, why would you... For no reason? What's the point? You know? You've got to make it worth it.
It's also in pubs when they ping your abilities that I think, I'm using it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm clockwork, they ping
don't.
hookshot, I go in. And it's like, why
Why
are you
ping
feeding?
it?
You told me to go in.
Ooh, pinging in pubs is a bad idea.
Question from Wraith King Enjoyer: which Dota hero would make the best? How do you wait? Hold on. Double O is wait.
Oh.
Oh no, is it like
Oh.
Stroopwafel?
So, Waffle is spelled wrong
Waffle.
because it only has one F.
Stroopwafel.
Waffle. But I think it's
You know what that is,
Snapfire.
Henry?
Stroopwafel. Yeah, it's like a little flat thing.
They're very good. Like
Yeah,
biscuits
really
with
crosses
syrup
on
in the
them.
middle.
And cinnamon and like stuff. Oh, it's
Yeah.
good.
I think Snapfire.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And no questions asked.
Yeah, I think that's
Hell
easy.
yeah. No, that's a sick answer actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. She literally makes cookies. So yeah. Damn.
I'm pretty sure. Doesn't she have like a cup as well? Or am I absolutely?
I think she does in some of the pictures. Yeah, like a mug. I think I must.
Yeah, I
have
thought
seen
she had a
one.
mug. Maybe not.
Maybe I'm making it up.
Yeah,
but
maybe-
I feel like.
Yeah, she has a mug. It's on her shoulders.
A what?
Don't pay him any mind.
Oh, she's got big hair.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't, but in my head canon,
Okay,
she
yeah,
does.
in my head she's got a
It
fucking.
fits, right? It
Yeah.
fits with the cowboy aesthetic of
Yeah.
having a cup of
basket?
or a mug of coffee.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
nice picture.
That's cool. That's actually a really cool.
Yeah, no, I love Snapfire. Actually, in terms of fun heroes to play, I would maybe put Snapfire up there. I think Snap is really fun to play.
Yeah.
I think she's great.
Yep. Which
Ooh.
Dota hero would you pay the most money for a tulip? I think
Would
it's got to
pay
be
the most
Muerta
money for a
off the
tulip.
dome.
Flowers, yeah. Does any hero value flowers? Like, or nature? Nature. No, there's mainly Nature's Prophet might.
I think nature's
Maybe.
profit, but for different reasons.
Whoa!
Oh, I know why.
Oh, hold on. My
I
mind
know
was
why.
going somewhere else.
Because of the Dutch colonial history. He's going to colonize the world
He's gonna
using the tulip.
He's gonna go
that's not it.
He's gonna go to Mount Scenery. This is where.
That's not it. Have you guys heard of the tulip craze of the 17th century?
I have. It's the start of the speculative market, isn't it? That's the first
Speculative
like, the
market.
first bubble.
Yes. So I think nature's prophets buying tulips speculatively, hoping to make bank of them.
Yeah. It's the first instance of like a bubble in like a stock market. And in stock in this or commodities market, I suppose, in this sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dutch were doing this before it was cool, Henry.
The Dutch have ruined finance. Not a
Yeah,
joke.
well,
Well, they made
invented stock
finance
markets.
first, and then
Yeah,
they ruined
we made stock markets.
Yeah. Madly purchased.
Yeah, I think
tulip.
basically like the tulips like got really expensive at some point for no reason, and then everyone just started being like, "Oh, well, what if they get more expensive? And then what if they get more expensive?" And then it just
Yeah. Okay.
bubble get big, bubble
No,
burst.
I'd guess one of the greedy heroes, like prophet,
Yeah.
maybe alchemist.
Oh,
Well, Alchemist
Alchemist.
is
That's
out
a
there.
good one.
He's gonna try and synthesize tulips.
Or
Oh,
wait,
fuck.
or ogre, and then he'll make 4 tulips.
He's gonna multicast.
Multicast the tulip. Stonks.
You plant one bulb in your
Yeah,
garden,
and it gets
suddenly
4.
You have 4 tulips.
And they become big because they're bloodlusted.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Third question from Wraith King Enjoyers. Please design a Dota hero around a saint or appropriate religious historical figure of your choice.
Oh, that's a bit. There's a lot of options there.
Yeah.
Undying. It's the Pope. That might be too soon. Too soon.
That fits.
No, he did die.
The Cadaver Synod of I forgot the exact
Who?
year. The Cadaver Synod. I think it's like 937 AD. The Cadaver Synod.
How do you even spell that? Synod.
SYNOD.
What? Oh,
Okay.
Pope's
They put a corpse on trial.
Formosus body was exhumed, dressed in How do you spell? How do you say that? Pontifical robes and put on trial. Right. So
that's
Bomba Clark,
Undying.
dead man.
Oh shit! Look at that. What the fuck?
Blood was dead on the. Bro, what are you pointing at, bro? He's dead. What are they punishing
Mean he
Blood
can't
for?
Yeah, it doesn't mean he can't answer
Bro had
questions.
one salt and vinegar crisp.
We need to get that on an emoji, or like an emote there. That head, just like, bruh.
Bro, they did not do this to my boy.
So sorry. Is this the hero that you're designing, the dead Pope?
No, I think that's Undying.
Oh, that's Undying. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yep.
Damn. Any ideas?
I think a lot of Saints aren't that flashy for Dota, I feel. They're more...
Do
There's
they
probably
have
some
magical
very good
powers?
ones. All of them. That's what makes them Saints.
So who's got the coolest magical power that you can think of off the top of your head?
Saint Martin has a few good ones.
Okay, what do you do?
Saint Martin. There's one story where he tried to convert a bunch of pagans by cutting down their holy tree. And they were very much against it, so they went, okay, well, if you're so holy, then we're going to cut down this tree, and you're going to stand exactly where the tree is going to fall. And Martin said, okay, and he went to stand there, and everyone was sure the tree was going to fall on him, and he just made a sign, and the tree fell the other way, killed a bunch of people.
Oh, he's baller. He's got aura. He's
a
some
hermit.
cool things he did. He was drafted into the Roman army early. He had a dream where Jesus visited him. He was imprisoned on charges of cowardice. Oh, why? This is not cool. We need cool things.
It's a conscientious objector.
He was a prison. He was in prison. He did want to fight. So the general in charge said, "Well, if you don't want to fight, then give us all your armor and your weapons, and we're going to put you in front of the entire army when we march to battle."
Oh shit!
And he said, "Okay." And then the next day, the opposing general came by and said, "Yeah, we surrender."
That's lucky.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's because he's a saint.
Oh yeah, true.
God made it, though. It's not
Good
lucky.
point. My bad, bro.
So the Dota hero we're picturing here is just a really lucky guy.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Oh my god,
That's
it's
good.
Gambler. Probably, actually, hold on. That's not the god's words. Okay, let's do...
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
Moving on from Nathan.
Nathan?
Why are you such a fucking mole? Then we have, take your mole nose out of my lawn, you mole. Is this actually Nathan?
I'm not sure what this is referring
crashing
to.
out. Nathan's crashing out. I think it's the Dota
unsure.
play style. The mole style.
Is it mole?
What would
think
this
I've
be
ever-
referring to? Is this like the Spirit Breaker game, perhaps? Do you think?
Maybe.
I don't think Spirit Breaker's a mole by any stretch, but
Maybe it's
Um,
digging long tunnels and showing up in places you don't want me to be.
Maybe.
Is
Could
that
be.
it?
Okay,
Maybe.
he could have brained it. So the question
I
here
mean,
we have.
I'd have gone for Squirrel because I like Hoodwink. But
And you're an endangered species. Okay, moving on.
that too.
Which other position 4 players in IDL would you say have the most impact on your playstyle, or are you most impressed by when watching?
That is a good question.
Okay, so
And
everyone's honking in VLUPIUS's eyes.
No, it's more that I'm very bad at watching people and then remembering that and really styling myself after them. So I think all of the post 4 players, all of the post 5 players I've watched play Dota, so most of IDL, if they do something clever or something good, then yeah, I'm going to try and do it as well. But I don't remember who I've
it was,
I've
yeah.
copied it from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a very unsatisfying
though.
answer
No,
because
no,
I
but it's
don't.
fair.
I
Just
can't even
trying to
mention
better
anyone.
yourself. Finn, we've done Team of the Week, we're doing guest questions, and we've done the game reviews. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
okay.
Finn, give us a clue who you are. I don't want to know how.
We're
or
pretty
when.
sure it's not Finn.
We don't think it's Finn.
So
Give us a sign.
maybe it's like because we're pretty sure Wraith King enjoys Pete. Could it be Pete again?
I mean, I've never seen Wraith King.
They don't need
Finn
they
in
don't
the
need
same
to
room.
put an email on this, do they? It can
No.
just be any. They just put a name.
Could it be Henry to remind himself of what he needs
Oh,
It could be me.
maybe
It
a
could be
different
me.
timeline, Henry.
Different. Oh, it could. Yeah. Maybe that could be. Maybe I'm Saint Henry, and that's my superpower. Having 2 timelines, one of which is I get to remind myself. But then wouldn't I
What
just
a
remind
horrible
myself?
timeline.
to do. Isn't that just you in the past?
Silence, VLUPIUS. Oh well, here we go. God.
God.
God says which member of IDL would make the best pope.
Ooh. No one, right?
I think we
Anyone
had
who
this
knows
question
IDL.
last week. I think we said QC would make an
No,
undercover
that was to
pope.
do with admin and
Oh, was
admin and taking control, wasn't it? I think,
Oh, yeah.
of the league.
Oh, yeah.
I do like
pretty
how
sure
the
there was one
God
about
is
religious-
posing the question.
I'm pretty sure. In fact, I'm definitely sure there was a
think
pope
maybe-
question.
I
Hold.
go for Nelson
Please hold.
because
You
he
think
keeps
Nelson
saying
would be
he's
the best?
yeah. Because you always have the excuse as Pope that you're not really in charge. You're just doing what the higher ups are telling you. And I think Nelson is hiding a lot behind that. Like, oh no, I'm
See?
not actually.
Oh yeah, we did
in
have.
charge.
Oh yeah, but that question devolved more into like scheming and backstabbing and stuff like that because of the way it was worded. Because there's political savvy and cunning. And I think we got to QC in the end because of the cunning and political savvy rather than necessarily being the best pope.
Yeah. So VLUPIUS, definite answer, best pope, Nelson.
I'd go with Nelson. Yeah, I think he can lead IDL to
The Rat
eternal
Pope.
glory.
Very diplomatic, yeah.
Also, guys, what do you think of Matt's new camera angle? Please leave a comment
Oh
below.
yeah, that way. Yeah, let me know. I can do it. I've got a few different ones I could do if you don't like this one.
Give
so
us a
just-
rating of his camera angle, but the rating is a planet in the solar system. I'll leave that
yeah,
one
this,
open to
this
interpretation.
angle really makes my chest pop, you know.
It's popping, all right. Okay, speaking of QC, here we go. QC Nick with a question. How do you feel about the split season format? It means you won't get to face some other teams from the other group. It means you don't get to face Gukuru too, so maybe quite
Eventually,
good.
yeah.
Well, yet.
I think this is more a question for you two because I have never paid attention to any like structure or how seasons are set up. I just get told when there's a game to be played and I show up for the games. And I like playing IDL games.
Yeah, you've told me this a few times, yeah, where it's just like you're just here to play the games. You don't care what, who, what, when, or why. Like you just play the games. I think it's good that it keeps the seasons from being like 2.5, 3 months long. But it does. I do like the idea of playing every team, but I guess this is like a halfway point because otherwise, yeah, we'd have like a 7-week, 8-week long group stage. And by the end of it, you kind of figured out, by like week 5 or 6, you've kind of figured out what the standings are going to be anyway, pretty much, I think. It's very rare we're in a like group, we're in a week 5 or 6 and it's still pretty tight running across the board. So I do think this is probably the best way of doing it, personally.
I 100% agree. I think that I love playing everybody, and I was annoyed when it was the last one because I didn't get to play Joe and Finn, who were my 2 friends in the league when it was my first season. But like with hindsight and now, I almost love the other stuff to do with IDL more than the Dota. I'm almost the opposite of VLUP. Like I love the drafting. I love like the chatting and everyone discussing what's going to happen. I like the trap housing. I like all of that stuff that's kind of happens into groups. Obviously the podcasting that's like between seasons and the excitement of a new season starting and getting to play with new players more so than the actual Dota. So I think that I really, really like it, and I like having short seasons.
Yeah, I think short seasons is going to be best for the health of the league, I think.
Yeah.
The shorter the seasons. Like I think 2 months, 2 plus, maybe like a week, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 months and a week. Like something like that is probably like if we can get 4 seasons in a year, maybe 5. I think 5 might be pushing it,
Might be
but
a bit
yeah,
of a push.
that will be I think that's good.
Yep. Question 2. IDL has its own meta. Are there any heroes that you've noticed are under or overperforming already?
Underlord.
Yeah, I was going to say, we discussed it already, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we
Underlord
have.
is very underperforming. Wraith King is really... I don't think
Strong.
I don't know if
Just
it's
strong.
overperforming. He's just very
Yeah.
strong.
He's so strong, like
Yeah.
it's mad.
Same with
I think
Nature Prophet.
Yeah, Jakiro as well. I think is doing really well.
Mhm.
I think in
Blade
general.
mail. Buy a blade mail.
Yeah, buy Blade Mail
Yeah.
for sure.
Jakiro
But I
is
do.
in a good spot in the
Yeah.
overall game meta, and he is just an IDL staple, right?
Yeah.
He always shows up, and now he's in a
Yeah.
good place as well.
Other ideal staple, Disruptor, on the other hand, I don't think is doing too well either. I
Not
think it's kind of
amazing.
hard. I think if you don't really get off to a really hot start on Disruptor, I think you struggle, which is
Yeah.
kind of a lot of the time. I think a lot of the lanes come out quite even these days. Usually, I don't think anyone really gets shut out that early.
Yeah.
The
Agreed.
current state Disruptor doesn't do very much that other heroes aren't already doing, right? Like you have your
I
big
agree.
silencing ult, but other than that, what does the hero offer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot when
Glimpse,
playing
there's so many
ahead, to be
things you
fair.
can
Like,
dodge.
Glimpse is so strong from being
There's
ahead,
a lot of
but
heroes that are
you
good
can't
at
dodge.
dodging it though.
Yeah.
It's a lot of heroes.
Yep.
Anyway,
question 3. Do you believe that the Paris condemnations of 1277, the banning of Aristotle, can be considered to have had a positive impact on scientific development despite their suppressive intention? If so, might there be some hope for our current challenges?
this is a 10-mark question.
I do think that these have had a positive impact on scientific development overall, mostly because of the the efforts undertaken by Albertus Magnus, Albert the Great, and of course Thomas Aquinas in not just refuting the Paris condemnations, but also showing the actual value of Aristotle in Christian theological and scientific thought. So overall, in the long term, I think that there was a discussion about Aristotle showed that it was valuable to discuss him at university, and I think that placed him more in the spotlight than he otherwise already would have been.
And I have a
That is a
question,
question.
sir.
What?
So was this the first example of the Streisand effect then that you can think of then, where in terms of attempting to cancel Aristotle, they actually brought light to him?
Honestly, it might well be.
Interesting.
What on earth are
So-
you bloods waffling about now? What
It
the?
might well be, because of course Plato was always the big star, and Aristotle
Yeah.
was a valid counterpoint against the Plato and Neoplatonic thought prevalent. And putting those two together, putting them in what's the word? Like a dialogue with each other, how they
Yeah.
interacted, what they meant for theological thought. I think that was very valuable for.
It's like an amplifier for it, rather than like
Yeah.
two separate voices. Like they amplify
Exactly.
each other
There's
far
more critical thinking about what each belief system offers.
Right.
So I think that
the
was
counterpoint made it like a mirror. They could bounce off each other and get bigger.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it was eventually. I don't think it was well judged. I don't think it was righteous to ban it at university, but ultimately, in the long run, I think it had a positive impact.
Awesome.
What an excellent answer. I have no idea what any of that meant, but yep. So we have anonymous question saying, or anonymous user saying, if you had to pick one hero to play your next 100 games of all role queue ranked on, regardless of role, why would it be Nature's Prophet?
That's an easy question.
Nature's Prophet strong.
Nature's Prophet.
Yeah,
I think
you can
it's-
just play him wherever,
yeah.
right? It doesn't.
There's not that many heroes that can do it.
I didn't intend it to be, but Nature Prophet strong is a pun in Dutch because strong means tree trunk.
Oh, nice.
I didn't realize it until I said it. But
Nice. Warcraft 3 or launch WoW?
not a fan of Blizzard games. It's not my thing.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I never played either. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
a Age of Empires and Guild Wars boy.
well, I think this may be a relevant question 3, perhaps.
Yeah, RTS games fell out of favour with the rise of ARTS games. How does our panel feel this relates to the rise of short attention span media and the application of life? Now I can.
No, appification.
Oh,
That's a
sorry.
different word.
Sorry. I don't even know what this means. I just read that. I've never even seen this word. What does
I
it mean?
imagine that's something to do with apathy or
No,
amplification.
of turning everything
Rapid
into apps.
movement of digital tools and media.
Yeah,
From
turning
web-based
everything
to
into
apps,
apps
yeah.
instead of being,
Oh,
long form.
appification. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
amplification. Okay.
Who's sending
I
this
don't
question?
think the
Are we
rise
sure
of
this
AI.
isn't this isn't another quietly Nick question?
I think this is Nelson.
Could be Nelson, yeah. I will say that. Let me think for 1 second.
I don't think the rise of ARTSs has anything to do with short attention span.
No, I don't.
I think the rise of maybe League specifically might have something to do with it because the games are a lot swifter and there's a lot more like instant feedback. I think in League than there is in Dota. And in terms of like being able to, I know there's a surrender option post whatever point in the game, so I think there's a lot more options to sort of piece out and start a new game. Sort of similar to like battle. I think battle royales maybe point more towards the short attention span because you get like you get like these you just drop in a hot zone, die in 30 seconds, requeue, die, requeue, die, requeue, and like that. I think that speaks probably more to it.
Yeah, I think the fallout of RTS games also has to do just with the game developer climate. Like no one's making them, so it's it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. They're not making them, so people don't play them. I think if a big developer shows up with a big budget RTS games, it will do gangbusters.
Yeah.
What's the last big RTS? I can't even think of one.
I think the re-release of Age of Empires 2, maybe.
Yeah, Age of Empires 4 was pretty big as well, I think, but like not the same.
But like 2 got remastered, and they made new expansion packs for it.
Last big RTS is StarCraft 2. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Like if you compare it to like the RPG, the pen and paper RPG genre, that was also thought to be no one wants tactical turn-based RPGs, and then Baldur's Gate 3 came along, and turns out people do want it. You're just not making the games we want.
And also, they want a really well-made, really well-made one.
You want a well-made
Which Baldur's Gate
game.
was?
Oh, it was, one of the best made games.
I mean, that's why it did well, right?
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yep. And then last, Jasper. Some questions from Jasper. Where does the name VLUPIUS come from? That's a great question, actually.
I don't think I know this, so...
It's a bit of a... I have used this name for like 20 years now.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
33.
So, and I've been using it because it's basically a nonsense word, so no one's ever picked it up. It's always free. That's how, I kept it all the time. The origins of the name was in high school, that a friend and I, after doing tests and exams and stuff, we had some time over, and you're not allowed to leave, right? You have to sit still and wait for the term to finish before you hand in your paper and then you leave. So you're bored once you finish the test. So we started drawing doodles on the pages, and one of the doodles was a type of bird that we came up with. And because it was a nonsense bird, we called it VLUPvogel, which doesn't mean anything in Dutch. It's just like a weird bird. Then our Latin teacher was very enamored with those drawings, and she wanted to use them in her tests as like little illustrations. So we started doing that. And of course, if you have a Latin test, then the name needs to be Latinized. So we made the main character of those stories. We called him VLUPIUS, because that's a kind of Latin name, and it sounds it's the VLUP bit of Dutch, which doesn't mean anything really. Yeah, and then you make it Latin.
Just
so
by adding ES,
the U sound is a U, so VLUPIUS.
VLUPIUS.
Nice.
Wow, that's very interesting. Oh, now the last question of the pod.
Oh no, it's the last
Book, Mary,
one.
Kill, Spirit Breaker, Hoodwink, and Clark.
That's a very tough one.
Damn.
Oh, I don't know how tough it is actually. I think there's only one valid kill.
domestic,
There's one valid kill target here because I do not want to. I guess you could.
I don't know. The Robo Dussy is gonna go crazy. That's what I'm gonna say. That's
I
just.
think I'd like to marry Clockwork. I think he'd be very fun to be around.
True.
Okay.
And I'm not.
Fuck, no, don't fuck Breaker, please.
I'm not going to fuck Spirit Breaker. Yeah, I'll kill Breaker, though it also breaks my heart.
Oh, very cute.
Can we not take him with? Like, put him out to pasture or something?
No, he's got to go to the farm upstate. Sorry.
He's going to a farm upstate, to the endless
Take him around the back
grasses.
and shoot him in the head.
The endless grasses.
Of mice and men's back.
Breaker.
Yeah. Right. That's all for our questions. And that's all for the pod. Anything you have to say, VLUP? To the viewers?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for indulging.
This is to the viewers, not us. We're non-factors here.
Yeah, well, if they made it this far, then they've indulged me long enough in talking about saints and medieval stuff.
The first 10 minutes was just the outlines of the Netherlands.
To be fair, that was not my doing.
Hey. Donate the player.
It's a good start. I liked it. We learned a lot.
We did learn a lot this part.
You learned a lot about mountains that are technically in the Netherlands.
Oh, we never did our GeoGuess around.
You do very well on
we'll have to do it another day.
My pop quiz is what's the biggest mountain in the Netherlands, and it's one on the...
It's not the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, thanks very much. Thanks, Matt, as always.
Yeah.
For being a good co-host.
Thanks for VLUPIUS for joining us.
Yeah, thank you
very
much.
Thanks to you for doing this.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks everybody listening. If you are listening right now to what we are saying, answer the question in the comments below that VLUPIUS is going to give you right now. That it's from the pod. A question about the pod to show you've been listening.
Fuck, marry, kill, Henry, Matt, or the guest star.
There we go. Henry, Matt, and the guest star. There we go. Right. Thanks everybody for watching. Leave that in the comments. We'll see you next week. Oh, next week.
See you later.
We've got Hannah. See ya.
There we go.